Hello, my friends. Brian King here. If you happen to be watching me live on Facebook or Instagram, please type hashtag live. And if you are watching the replay, please type hashtag replay. I shared a post yesterday, a statement rather, and I want to read it to you because it generated some good discussion and it's worth discussing even more deeply. The statement is, thoughts can't be stopped, nor can they be controlled. But you can change your investment in them so they no longer control you. Now, here's something that's important to understand about thinking. The idea of stopping any of it is kind of silly. Thoughts happen, I think, 60,000 thoughts a day, or some estimate by statisticians. Those who stay up at night because they want their mind is busy and they want to stop thinking. Or people who believe that during meditation, the idea is to stop thinking. Good luck with that. Thoughts are like the bubbles in a stream. They're always coming up. They're always bubbling to the surface. So what do you do about that? You realize that they're just thoughts. That's it. They're just little bubbles of energy. They're not even necessarily something you need to do something with. The problem we get ourselves into is we start thinking of thoughts in terms of ownership. This is my thought. This is what I believe. This is what I'm thinking about this. And you take possession of it. And that's where you start getting into trouble, is you think you need to grab it and hold on to it and fight for it. And I agree that there are some that are worth fighting for. Things like kindness, justice, compassion. Those are some thoughts, some ideas that are worthy of spending some time with and molding. But then there's a lot of those thoughts that are just little gremlins, just boogers that get in your way all day long. The negative thoughts, the I'm not good enoughs, the man, that's stupid, anything that makes you criticize yourself or others. Those are thoughts that get you into trouble and, frankly, waste your time. So what do you do with those thoughts? You look at them as chatter. It's just a little voice in the background. It's just chattering. It's just giving its opinion. But does that mean you have to give it any attention? Does that mean you have to say, hey, I'm so sick and tired of you talking like that. I'm so sick and tired of these negative thoughts. I hate thinking negative. I wish I could just push these thoughts away. Guess what? I have negative thoughts all day long. There's a part of our brain that's back from the time when we were lizards that's there to protect us. It's always on the lookout for danger, and it doesn't differentiate between physical, emotional, or mental danger. It just sees a threat, and it wants us to be afraid of it so we can avoid it. And that often shows up in the form of criticism in some way. So that's the brain doing its job, but it's not sharing truth. It is not a purveyor of wisdom. It is there to protect us. So when it says, oh, that person's a jerk, or, hey man, that person's kind of weird, stay away from them, realize that it's the lizard brain trying to protect you, not to share any truth or fact. And you can simply say, well, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, I'm glad you gave me your 2 cents, but I really can't use that. So I'm moving on. I also tend to think of thoughts in terms of their utility, their value to me. So how can I use this? How can I use this for growth? How can I use this to serve? So I kind of filter through that. And a lot of stuff that comes in throughout the day is noise. It's stuff I can't use. And I appreciate that there are some people that just want to tune out. They want to watch a funny video. They want to watch a sitcom to kind of get their minds off things. I totally appreciate that. That's not something that I find value in, because I want to do things that I can translate into action somehow. But again, the thought that, well, sitcoms are a waste of time, or you should be doing this instead, those are just thoughts again. This random opinion, these ideas that pop in all day long, they're just thoughts. They're not you. They're not things you own. They're just little blips of energy that show up all day long, and you can decide whether to invest in them or let them fly by. You ever take a dandelion, the one that's kind of, I don't know what the word for it is, ripe, if that's the word, that has these little tiny things on it that when you blow on it, it scatters into your neighbor's yard and pisses them off because they have dandelions now. But you see, you blow them and they just kind of float away. You can visualize thoughts as functioning in the same manner. They're just floating by. And you can reach out and grab one and spend some time with it and mull it over. Or you can say, hey, that's cool. There's just this thought floating by. Just let it go. Easier said than done. I totally understand that. But when it's done, it's liberating. You realize that thoughts don't control you, that you can opt in or opt out of that dialogue. It's something I work with my clients on all day long. It's how to change their attachment to that inner conversation. Because being more positive in life, thinking in terms of more abundance, doesn't mean you've eradicated negative thoughts. They're always there. What's changed is which ones get your attention, which ones you invest in, which ones you decide to nurture and spend time with. That's the difference. So please let go of this idea that success or being optimistic or positive means that you've somehow gotten rid of all the negative thoughts. You haven't. Thoughts are thoughts. They're always there. It's the ones that you decide to have a relationship with that make the difference. So that's my 2 cents on this. Hopefully it's been helpful. If you're not already in my group, the Resilience Hackers community, please join us because they have this cool new feature that allows me to organize the videos by subject matter. And it allows me to kind of turn it into a mini university so you could find things more quickly. And I'm really excited about it. And this video is going to go in one of those units. And if there's somebody else that you think can benefit from this message, please share. I suspect they'll thank you. And in the meantime, this has been Brian. And remember, life is good.